You might mistake this American coot for a duck when you see it swimming out in the marsh, but in fact American coots are not ducks, and they're more closely related to sandhill cranes. It kind of looks a little bit like a black chicken when you see it swimming there, but it's got a white bill, and there's a little red spot on the top of that bill as well, and a bright red eye. American coots nest here in Winneshiek County, especially at a place called Cardinal Marsh, where they, in the summertime, will gather up some dead vegetation, cattails and stuff, make a little floating raft right out over the water, and that's where they lay their eggs. And the young and the adults are mostly vegetarian, eating some of that green duckweed that you see right there surrounding this American coot. Now in the wintertime, they gather in big rafts on marshes and especially the Mississippi backwaters, and they're going to spend the winter in swampy areas and kind of marshes down along the Gulf Coast, and come back here next spring. Watch for these big and beautiful great blue herons if you're out near a wetland now at the end of October. Great blue herons are a summer resident here in the upper Midwest, where they actually nest in treetops during the early summertime. But now in the fall, the birds are going to be kind of heading towards places where the water doesn't freeze in the winter. So Missouri, Arkansas, maybe again all the way down to the Gulf Coast. And in the meantime, they're fueling up here in some of our marshes and backwater bays of rivers where they're finding fish, frogs, any salamanders that are kind of moving towards their hibernation spots. But again, great blue heron, a beautiful bird when you see them out there. And a few of them stay around all winter, especially near trout streams or open water, but it's kind of a rare sight to see a great blue heron here in Winneshiek County in the winter, so most of them will be moving south of here. Usually we think of gulls living along the Atlantic or Pacific coasts. In fact, most people just call these white birds seagulls. But in fact, the ring-billed gull nests in the interior of the continent. Not here in Iowa, but further north in Minnesota and Canada, where they'll usually build their nest on, say, a sandbar or maybe a rocky beach, either just on near a lake or out on an island somewhere. They are graceful flyers, and they like to eat fish that they'll nab off of the surface of the water. They're also scavengers, so you know, if there's any little critter or something that is floating dead in the water, they'll usually clean that up as well. But anyway, ring-billed gulls are moving south along our waterways, especially the Mississippi River now, which is a major migration corridor. And this ring-billed gull could winter, again, anywhere there's open water, from reservoirs in Arkansas and Missouri all the way down to the Gulf Coast of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama.